Hi, how are you? Welcome to Gold Nugget, JAW_success. If this is your first time to the channel, let me welcome you. If you have already subscribed, let me thank you for joining me on this growth path. I know the visibility of the nugget is somewhat challenging, but as they would say, listen to the voice and don't pay attention to the background or the face. That might be difficult, but at least you get what I'm saying. Today, my nugget has to do with the challenges that we have to face and what we have to do to overcome those challenges. Many of us want to accomplish things in life, but we don't want to do certain things. Or sometimes it's not that we don't want to do certain things. Sometimes it is that what we would like to do doesn't appear to be within our grasp, within our reach. And as a result of that, we think that we should just throw up our hands, become frustrated, and just try to live from day to day. Just try to make it. In this nugget, I want to say to you, in life, if we really look at ourselves and we really look at where we are and we really look at who is around us, we will see that in life we only have two limitations. The limitation of what we know. What we know makes a big difference in what we are able to accomplish. And the second limitation that we have is what we ourselves are willing to do. Now, some individuals may be in the same circumstances that we are in, but those individuals, they still end up becoming successful. What's the difference between them and us? It is what they know, and it's what they are willing to do. Many of us, we are satisfied with the information we have. We're satisfied with what we know, and we fail to increase what we know. We fail to add to what we know. And as a result of that, we keep practicing what we know, right? We keep doing the same thing. So even within a space where there is not a lot of resources, if we broaden our knowledge, if we broaden our scope and try to reach for further information, if we take the time to learn, right, additional things, we can use those things to get ourselves out of the mess that we are in. The next part of it that I said a while ago is what we are willing to do, right? Some of us are comfortable doing the same thing over and over. You know, some years ago, somebody was asked to, on the job, they were asked to take on a new task. And the person basically respond, that's not what I came here to do. And as a result of that, it was just a simple test to see if they could be given additional tasks, right? And in work, the more tasks we're able to take on and accomplish them and do them well, it's the more likely that we will be promoted, the more likely that we will change. Now you may ask, why is it that the background to this nugget is so dark? And I am saying to you, the background to this nugget is dark because of what I am willing to do to reach the next step, to reach the next thing that I would like to accomplish, right? Some persons are comfortable, sleeping late. Some individuals are comfortable just knowing that, boy, I get up and go to a 9 to 5. If you are one of those individuals who want to make a greater level, you want to increase your wealth, you want to increase where you want to be, where you want to go, getting up early, and not just getting up early, let me scratch that. If you want to reach where you want to go, a 9 to 5 job, unless you are at a particular level in the company, a particular level in your qualification, won't do it, right? Because as the economy changes, as price increases, as things become more expensive, what you normally get as a salary is not going to cover everything. So what you will probably need to do is to do an additional job. It would mean getting up a little earlier to go do 2 hours overtime, or it might be staying back late, right, as in this nugget, and do an half an hour to an hour overtime so that you can earn an extra cash. And that extra cash, I will now say, use it to invest into something. Don't use it to pay the regular bills, because this would not be what you are earning it for. So what am I saying to you? Identify the goal. Look at the information you need to reach that goal. What do you need to accomplish it? And use what you have at your disposal to go after it. All right? So a lot of us are limited because we don't want to know anything new. All right? We don't want to do the research on the idea that we have. We don't want to take on the challenge of forcing ourselves to, first time, or I keep saying first time, but back in the past, we would have to go to the library to get the information. Now we don't necessarily have to go to the library. We can go on, let's say, Wikipedia, and we can look up the information. I know some persons will say, Wikipedia is not the most credible source. But if you go through Wikipedia, you can go into, journals and use Wikipedia as a trail to follow, as they would say, follow the money, follow the information, read on it, try to get it. There are some persons who will not want to give you the information, so you have got to research it yourself. And that's how life is. And then after you get the information as to where you want to go, then you now have to force yourself and make the sacrifice. Sacrificing our sleep, sacrificing our time, sacrificing our fun is not easy. But when we want to accomplish something, as they would say, the greater the sacrifice, the sweeter the victory. Sometimes we have to give up arm and leg just to reach where we want to go. If we are not prepared to give up arm and leg, especially in this time, season, and generation, we will not make it. And this is what I want to say to you in this nugget. In order for you to make it, in order for me to make it, we're going to have to make the sacrifice. We've got to go over and get over the two limitations that we have. The limitation of what we don't know. Right? What do I know about financing? What do I know about getting a house? Some persons are willing to stay in a rented house, not knowing that if they research the information properly, the same amount of money, even less, that they are using to pay a rent, they can use it to pay a mortgage. But what? They're comfortable staying in a rented house. Why? Because they don't have the information. Let me put this in before I stop, because I have to go into the building. Let me put this in. The individuals with the information, I am now learning. Why it take me so long? I don't know. I am now learning that the individual with the information will always use it to lord it over the individual without the information. So if you don't know the information and I don't know the information, somebody will know the information and they are going to put it out there. Some years ago when I was writing We Want You to Fly, what your parents are really trying to say. It's a book on Amazon. Please go look it up. Buy a copy and let me know what you think about it. Yeah, some individuals bought the copy, have not told me what they think about it just yet, but I'm expecting to hear from you, right? Put it in the comment box below this nugget, all right? So I was writing the book, and one of the lessons I learned is that if you have the something that you need to put out there, it's the first person who put it out there will get the credit. It's the first person who put it out there will get the royalty for it. It's the creator, the first person who creates it, because everybody else who use it afterwards is secondary information and it won't carry the weight that it's carrying. So the individual then who knows will use that information. They will go ahead, start the business. They will go ahead, make the investment. They will go ahead, buy the house. They will go ahead, buy the car. They will go ahead and do all that they need to do. And in the end, we become as it were, the servant, because the servant, the borrower is always going to become servant to the lender. So sometimes we look at it and say it's because the person have money why they are able to do it. No, it's not just the money. It's because they have the information and they are willing to take the sacrifice or make the sacrifice. Sometimes, and I put this in and then stop, the investment that some people make, right? The investment that some people make, they did not just make it without sacrifice. They made it through their blood, sweat, and tears. They made it through sacrifice. And so if we're going to accomplish greatness, if we're going to accomplish anything, we too will have to ensure that we give up something. So this question then that I'm ending this nugget on is, what are you willing to give up to achieve your success? If you're not willing to give up sleep, a meal, friendship, party time, and just invest it in searching information, going after the dream, doing something, you won't make it. And I can tell you that at the end of the day, me staying back late at work or me going in extra early to get that additional shift, to do that additional thing, will pay off, because it will give me the money that I need to invest in the information that I already have. This is JAW saying to you, by all means necessary, create a way out, because at the end of the day, how we succeed, how we eventually become successful is by the sacrifice we are willing to make in getting the information and going after the thing, in putting our shoulders to the wheel, or our hands rather to the plow. All right, God bless you. Bye.